Queen City, how we doing? A little later than usual, 9 o'clock on a Saturday, but I'm happy to be here for the second weigh-in of this August 3rd Saturday for Queen City Kayak Bass Fishing. Blaine held down the Clarks Hill event today down in South Carolina, Georgia border. He had a live weigh-in at Keg Creek Board Shop. All reports were positive. They had food and drink. Everybody was happy. The owner was happy we were in town. Sarah, huge shout out to her in Keg Creek. But we are here tonight to talk about Lake Fontana. It was the fourth event of the Big Adventures Western Division, all the way up in the mountains. This is probably one of the furthest lakes that we fish from, home base of Charlotte. Huge shout out to Dreamcatchers Fishing Supply for supporting the club for the second year and going up to Fontana. Obviously, we've discussed this before. The division numbers have been down a lot. So we didn't have huge numbers today, but we have guys fighting for exactly what we want them fighting for. Solid paydays and big points towards the TOC. So this was the fourth event in both divisions. We had 16 people down on Clarks Hill, and we had 11 people up on Fontana today. So we have a few people backstage that we're going to talk to about the event. But some real quick things I want to just touch on. The monthly events are live. So if you are looking to fish all month for the usual money that we always fish for, feel free to jump in those. At the moment in North Carolina, we only have one angler, and he's actually free, so it doesn't even count. And same to be said about South Carolina. So those are live, as always, every month, all year long. On top of those, we also have the Emerald School of Excellence event, which is up to 48 anglers. Mary set a goal, obviously, for 100. She's really hoping to hit that 100 angler mark for that Emerald School of Excellence event. That is open water, any public water and access point in the country. And obviously, the grand prize there is a native watercraft Slayer Max 12.5 Propel. So all you got to do is enter, give yourself 11 chances on the wheel, catch a few fish, give yourself some more chances on the wheel. Last I looked today, Graham was in first place, pushing 70 inches. So shout out to him for throwing some fish up on that leaderboard. But we're going to get started today with some just some overall info. So this was our second year in a row up on Fontana. We were in the mid-30s last year, same week, give or take, in August. Fishing last year was pretty tough. Reports were that this year was a little bit better, but data only showed 20 fish come across Tourney X today. 3 people had a limit, but only 1 person skunked. With 11 people, we do pay out 2 spots today with a 70-30 breakdown. And we also have a big bass and a small bass. Only 1 angler entered the elite pot, so we didn't run the elite pot. We refunded that angler, so we had a first, second, big, and small. So I'm going to talk about second place first. In second place today, going home with $171. He had a limit of 64 3/4 and about tripled his entry fee today. So Mr. Caleb Crawford, how are you, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, man. Good seeing you. Like I said before we got started, haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad that the Western Division gives you an opportunity to get out and fish with Queen City a little bit. And how far are you from Fontana?
The ramp that I fished today is 35 minutes from my house.
I mean, that's pretty much backyard these days, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And, how'd you catch them today? How many did you catch? Tell us about your day.
I caught 5 or 6. Started off this morning with a swim jig, just fishing laydowns and brush, and ended up having to slow down with a Senko and a shaky head and just really drag them out of brush.
Nice.
I mean, pretty simple. That's pretty typical for a lot of the lakes up here in Western North Carolina. It's start off the morning power fishing and then slow down.
What was your clarity like today? I know Fontana is known to be crystal.
It kind of varied, but most of the places I was seeing 3-4 foot viz.
So pretty dirty considering.
Yeah, for Fontana, it was real dirty.
Yeah. I wonder if there was a lot of rain or maybe it was just where you were on the lake. I don't know, but reports were they were pretty clear. It was pretty clear mid-lake, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was pretty far up the river.
Gotcha. So, I mean, you had a good bag, 64.75. You've taken home $171 today. Nice piece of hardware. Will we see you anytime soon to pick up that hardware or?
I'll be at the Yadkin.
Okay, sweet. So we'll make sure it's there.
Sweet.
Just remind me because Ryan is going to be actually directing and doing the weigh-in that day. Well, he's fishing and doing the weigh-in that day. So I'll make sure when I drop the banner off and stuff, I have your plaque for him. Just remind me before that event.
Yeah, sweet.
Congrats, man. Appreciate you fishing with us today. And anybody you want to thank?
Dream catchers, of course. I mean, they're 5 minutes from my house.
Awesome.
And you for putting on all this stuff. We couldn't fish it without you putting it on.
Yeah, we've made it kind of public that the divisions are probably going away. I don't know how much you still follow. I know you said you were kind of busy. So I am doing my best right now to keep at least one Western Division lake in play for next season. So I think it's going to happen. It won't be Fontana, but it will. We'll have one option up there in the mountains to go hang out on. So
yeah,
hopefully you get to join us for that.
Hopefully next year will be less busy with work. It's been slammed this year.
Hey, I'll tell you what, with the way the economy in the world is, just be happy for every dollar you can make right now, right?
Oh, I am, but it's a little bit more stressful than I want
it. I hear you, man. Well, look, thanks again. Remind me about the plaque, and we'll catch up soon.
Roger that.
Take care, buddy.
Later.
All right, huge shout out to Caleb. Like I said, we're only paying $2, so the guy backstage is probably a little bit happy right now, even though he was probably – I think he went out for like a celebratory dinner. I saw posted on his wife's Facebook. So I think he was feeling pretty good. But in first place today, not winning by much, but with a 66 3/4 inch bag, so a 2-inch lead, a 20-inch kicker for the Discount Tire Big Bass, and a 7.25-incher for the Green Solutions Small Bass of the event, taking home a total of $535, Mr. Kinley Martin. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Not a bad little payday, $535 to beat 10 people.
No, it wasn't too bad at all.
Well, obviously you caught a big one somewhere between when I took over from Lane and that's a big fish and that propelled you to the top. So let's talk about that big one first. What was
that? It's funny because I had 3 on and Chad called me and I had him on speaker in my pocket and I was talking about I went with the game plan to throw the V-twin basically all day. I was just going to start on one side, move all the way up the creek and move down the other side. Right in the middle of talking to him, it smashed it. And I started screaming, "It's a smallmouth! It's a PB smallmouth!" It ended up being more of like just a spot. Might have had a little smallmouth in it because it had some brown tint to it, but it was mostly spot. There was another one with it. My wife was right next to me, so I was trying to get her to cast and catch the other one. It soaked me. It got hung up on the side of the boat, so it was fun.
That's awesome. Well, that's a giant fish anywhere we go, but it's nice when it's worth a couple extra $100 or an extra $100 and a piece of hardware today. And then your small bass, you sent me like back to back 7.5 and 7 1/4. So were you catching those on the V-twins?
No. So the bite, I just caught 4 fish. I got 4 bites. So I actually caught 5 keepers, but one of them wasn't big enough to smith. But it just the right cast at the right time. I wasn't doing anything special. The water was super clear where I was, like 15 foot of visibility. You could and it was just straight down. If you're like 3 feet off the bank, you're in 30 foot of water. So
yeah, Montana's wild.
Yeah, I've never been there. It's my first time. So
really? Oh, I didn't know that. I figured being from up there, you had visited.
No, it's almost 2 hours away.
Yeah, it's 4 hours for me.
We went over the parkway on the way down, so we stayed at the ramp. It was like 2.5 hours to go up over the parkway and down. But
oh wow.
Yeah, the bite died, and just a bunch. There were massive schools of tiny spots just following the V-twin. It would follow anything you threw. So I don't even know why I packed it, but I have this like 3.5-inch clear with a little piece of foil in it jerkbait. It's super tiny. I bought it a long time ago before I even knew how to fish really, and I just put it in the pack thinking, maybe I'll use this. So I tied it on and started trying to attempt those little ones to bite, and I caught the one. And before I could even get it to send, because service was terrible, I ended up catching another one right after. So.
So your wife texted me early this morning with some small bass, but the pictures never came through. So I'm hoping she didn't beat you. And
No, hers was like 10
Okay,
inches. She caught it early, and actually, I wasn't going to fish for small bass knowing she had that. But once she told me that someone had submitted like a 9 incher or something like that, I'm like, okay, well, it's on.
cool,
Um,
cool.
so
Well, I mean, I know at this point with the $35 small bass pot, the plaque is probably worth more, to be honest. Something for the wall, but you got a small bass, you got a big bass, and you got a first place. I mean, that's the ultimate trio right there. That's freaking awesome.
I didn't think that the first place was going to hold up at that. I thought I needed one more fish. And probably if there were more anglers, I'd probably been right. But the
Yeah, I mean, obviously not that magical 70 number that we're used to seeing, but tough day, small crowd, lake that nobody really frequents. I mean, last year we had guys float like a 20-mile stretch in the river. Those guys didn't fish this year. So, I don't know. I don't know, but like you heard me telling Caleb, obviously these divisions are being phased out due to these low numbers. We can't continue to provide these events, but I am doing my best to keep one mountain event up there for you all because I do love all the mountain guys and I do appreciate you all continuously fishing Queen City. So me, Ryan, and Blaine, we are doing our best to keep one of those in play, and I think you guys will be excited when you see what we're rolling out. So you all know it's no secret, right? We're going back towards what we came from with a main series, but we do have some slight changes that are going to make things a little spicy. And the mountain event the mountain water is in that spicy event. So I'm looking
yeah.
forward to it.
Well, James, how that is, we lost a ramp, which sucks because it was a really kind of popular ramp. It was my ramp and quite a few others. So something like Chateau would be cool.
Can we get that ramp back? Is there a way to keep working that angle? I mean,
I can get on it.
yeah, I mean, look, we're not going back there. Well, actually, no, we're not. It's not in the fish off option, I don't think. I'll have to verify that. But if
Yeah,
you can work
no.
that angle,
The last time that I asked, my mom texted the lady, and her response was, "What kayak tournaments?" Um, I can get on it, because my parents have that place there. I can get out of that ramp, but to make it public again probably isn't going to happen.
okay, well, it's just one of them things. It happens on a lot of lakes. We lost a few ramps on Murray this year. It's just sometimes they come and go. I just know it's the only one in that general area of the lake.
Yeah, you can still get up there, but it's like 3.5 miles or something like that. I know of somebody that did it just recently. Made
there
that
might
trip.
be like this other way to travel next year. So I don't know. Maybe it's a little easier.
Not this guy. Not right yet. Yeah, I still got to wait and see. We've talked about it, but I got to wait and see what all the details are. I got a lot going on. So
I will say this, Kinley. Obviously, I know your stance on a few things. But the meetings we've been having, things are not going to be as drastic as you think or as we were originally planning. Obviously, there's going to be some changes, but not as drastic. And we can have that conversation when we do put out this information, and I can tell you what it was going to be. So,
yeah.
Well,
with zero information, really, there's no way to make a good educated decision on it. So I just sit and back and listen.
I hear you, brother. Well, we're pretty close to dropping some info here. I mean, I'm going to say there'll be a few announcements before September, and then I'm hoping the schedule is solidified before October because I want to get it out there so you guys can all plan accordingly, just like you just said, so we can sit back and listen. So,
yeah, well, I don't know how much I'm good for a full season next year anyway, but we'll see how that goes down because even right now, like September and October this year, I'm swamped with various tournaments. We got West, 2 mains, and then we've got 2 big projects at work, and I'm a part of one of them. And I told them like I can work Sunday. Well, who knows if I'll be able to make those, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Well, you're sitting pretty in the West, so maybe that's your way into the TOC plus a nice $500 first place AOI. So we'll just kind of see where it plays out. But
that was my hope. This wasn't the event I thought was going to be the one I was going to do well.
No, that was last month. And
yeah, that was the last one. That one, we saw how that worked out.
Anybody you want to thank before we head out of here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank my wife, she sits there and fishes with me, and she's right next to me the whole time. She followed me along. We just burned bank all day. It was a long way. Chad, he called. He always checks in on me whenever he's not fishing one of the tournaments. He'll call, bother me for a minute, tell me what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right. So I enjoy hearing from him. Most importantly, I want to thank God. He blesses us a lot, and the more we've put our faith in him, the better the blessings have been. And once you follow him, the easier life becomes, because it takes some of that stress off trying to figure out what you're doing. Just follow what he says. So I just want to thank him for blessing me, and then you, of course, for running what you run. I guess I ought to thank True South Custom Lures, because that buzzbait caught them all. So
$7 buzzbait turned into $535 today.
I'll take it.
So, all right, brother. Well, look, we're going to head out of here. I'm going to get you paid right now. Congrats again. I'll have your hardware next time I see you. Just let me know you're coming so to make sure I bring it. And hopefully I see you soon.
Yeah, we'll cross paths at some of the main events. I'll be should be at all the rest of them. So
okay, cool. Well, like I said, just let me know, because there is a couple things coming up where I actually won't be there. Blaine stepping in for one and Ryan stepping in for another. So just let me know.
Well, I'll be on the Yakin chain.
I do know, but Ryan's running that one, so I'll try to get it to him.
All right.
All right, brother.
See you.
Take care. All right, guys, and there you have it. Smaller entries today, but big money. I mean, $535 for beating 10 guys. And then down in the South, first place went home with 600. So people are happy, taking home hardware. The points are important. Ryan will get those updated here, hopefully tomorrow morning. And I hope you all have a great evening. We do have a northern event next weekend on the New River. I will go ahead and just say this. The New River right now is raging, and we're supposed to get like 20 some odd inches of rain. So I don't really know what's going to happen with this event. Potential pushback, potential cancellation. I'm not sure. I'm supposed to get an update on Wednesday of the water levels up there. Obviously, I don't live there. I don't know what's good or bad technically as far as hot levels. So we shall see, but keep an eye on the page for the northern event. And again, jump in the charity event. Good luck there. And if you guys need anything, just reach out. Just realized I didn't check any of these comments. So there we go. Holden is texting me while I'm live, so I got to hit him up. But 20-foot visibility here from Will. So if you guys need something, hit me up. If not, we'll chat soon next weekend for a weigh-in. Take care, guys.